Hey guys, welcome back to another great episode of Conversations That Lead to Greatness. Now, today's topic, we're talking about leasing your vehicle. Now, we're going to share our experience and hopefully we can provide some insight. So, let's get into it, guys. This right here is a Conversations That Lead to Greatness. My name is Akeisha Smith.
And I'm Lester Smith.
And welcome to our podcast where we educate, motivate, and inspire you to break free of your limiting mindsets in marriage, faith, and finance that hinders your ability to create the life you desire. Now, today we're talking about leasing a vehicle, leasing your vehicle. Should you do it or shouldn't you? What are the pros? What are the cons? We are just going to share our experience because that's all we can talk about is from experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can share some insight on if you was waiting your option or if you want to know more information about it, okay?
Yeah.
Before we get into that, go ahead and subscribe, guys. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to this channel where we're tapping into our greatness, okay? Right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, leasing your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so this is coming from a financial standpoint, right? We're talking about marriage and finance. So we're going to make sure we hover that around marriage and finance.
Mm-hmm.
We have been married, so we lease a vehicle, right? So
you got to be married to lease a vehicle?
No, you don't. But I have to make sure I put marriage in there because we're talking about finance and marriage. Okay.
It's marriage, faith, and finance. Okay, so we're on a finance topic for today, which we've been on for the last, if you've been watching us for any ample amount of time, probably for the last 3 months or so. But anyway, leasing the vehicle. I'll give you a backstory. We was always the people that pay cash for vehicles. Okay, well, I take that back. In the beginning, we had vehicles that were what do you call it? When you pay notes, we were paying notes on our first couple of vehicles, and then I wised up. I said, well, what we're gonna start doing? We're gonna start saving our money and paying cash for the vehicles. So I remember the Camaro back in what was that 2014. That was the last vehicle that we had a note on up until
21. 21.
21?
Yeah.
The 21? Okay. Up until 21. That was the last. So from 2014 to 2000, no, we paid it off in 2015. We paid the Camaro off in 2015. So from 2015 to 2021, 2021, we didn't have no notes. We paid cash for all our vehicles.
Yes.
And in that time span, I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles. 5 vehicles that we paid cash for. The most expensive one being probably about $30,000. So I said all that to say this. We've done it the traditional way where you go down there and you pay notes on the vehicle. We've done it the way where you pay cash for a vehicle. And we just recently had a lease that we got in 2021 on a Cadillac Escalade that we just recently sold this week. That's why we're talking about that. We sold it this week. It was on a lease. And after doing all that, I guess we'll talk about that for a little bit. Then I'll tell you which way that we prefer to go from now on.
What made you lease a vehicle? I want to start there. What made you lease that vehicle?
I leased the vehicle because I planned on having a Cadillac Escalade probably for the next 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. Yeah. So I say, well, I'll go ahead and lease it. So that way, in every 4 years, I can get a new Cadillac Escalade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, with the lease, was it more expensive or was it cheaper to lease it versus doing the note?
It was definitely more expensive. And the reason being because the vehicle was $110,000. The vehicle was $110,000, and the lease payment was like $750 a month. $1,750 a month. I said $750. $1,750. So that's a house note for most people. You know what I mean? So it's definitely more expensive to lease a vehicle versus to own it.
So we just turned in. I think the main thing for people to understand that we did research on is if you don't plan, like the Cadillac Escalade was in the garage. It wasn't a everyday car.
It only had 30,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
when we sold
it wasn't something we drove a lot, right? So I think you have to take that into consideration. What is your mileage? How much you plan? Is that going to be your main vehicle? Because with leasing, you have a certain amount of miles you can.
And with us, it was 40,000 miles.
Yeah, it
But
was.
we didn't even come close to that. We only put 30,000 miles on
Yeah,
it.
for the whole 4 years. So I think that's number one thing to consider. If whether you weigh an option, should you lease or should you buy?
Yeah.
How much do you drive?
Yeah.
What is your mileage for the year? And with us, it was to our advantage because it actually sat in the garage and we was under our lease mileage. And because the Cadillac Escalade hold its value, we was able to cash in on the equity. Like I think that's the main thing people have to understand. If you was to lease a vehicle that didn't hold its value, you would kind of be like throwing money out the window in a sense. But if you get a vehicle that holds its value and you are under your mileage and you keep up with the maintenance and everything, you will have at the end of the lease you will have some equity in there.
Yeah, and keep the vehicle clean.
Yeah,
that's another thing. You want that vehicle to be in top-notch shape when you turn it in. And that vehicle was in top-notch shape. It had a couple of little dings in it from when the hail hit it when it was at the dealership. But it was like 5 little dings, and you couldn't really tell unless you get all the way up on it and get to searching, for it or whatnot. That was small. But other than that, and then she let the garage down on the nose of the Escalade.
That's when we first got it.
She let the garage down on the nose of the Escalade, so it just had a few little scratches on the nose on the hood.
Hey, I thought I was back far.
She thought she backed up far enough in the garage. But other than that,
you should have seen my heart, boy. You should if you could if you
was
was there.
I know your heart fell through the floor,
baby. My heart. Oh my God.
She know how precious that car was to me. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you a picture and you can put it up on the screen so they can see it. But yeah, that was my baby. All black everything, black rims, black seats, black everything, black tint on the windows. She even put the lady that I got the vehicle from. She even put limo tint on the windows for me. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So it was all blacked out. I painted the emblems, painted everything. It was all black. But did you have any more questions, or you want me to go ahead? Okay. So my thing was, God spoke to me and told me, I want you to have that Rolls Royce. I'm like, all right, Lord, we ain't gonna do the Cadillac Escalade no more. No, I need you to go a step above. So I'm without a vehicle now. I'll be without a vehicle for a while until the Rolls Royce manifests.
You are not without a vehicle.
Well, no, I'm not without a vehicle, but I'm without a luxury high-end luxury SUV, family vehicle. Basically, what I'm trying to say. We have a 2021 Equinox that is pretty much the family vehicle for right now. But I'm without a high-end luxury vehicle, so I may be that way for a little while. I don't know how the Lord working, so you just never know. I might come back on here and say, "Hey, we got that Rolls Royce color there." You know what I mean? But that's gonna be my next vehicle. I was in a place where this is what I wanted. I've always wanted a Cadillac Escalade, and I say, well, I'll just move from Escalade to Escalade. But in me getting that opened my eyes to something totally different. Like, if I got that, I can go get a Rolls Royce color then. Just thinking like that. Sometimes we'll get stuck in a certain place, and because we get stuck in that place, we stop growing. My God, He say I can have anything I want. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go and keep going with it. I ain't gonna just stop right there. She wants a Lamborghini Urus. So why stop at the and let me say this too. When we got that vehicle, that was $110,000. That was the most we ever spent on a vehicle, one vehicle. Individual, and when we first got there, I'm like, dang. So okay, we can do that. We can move up a little bit more. What you gotta say about that?
And that goes to show. Okay, so let's rewind back to this.
Yeah, that's why we've been on this journey.
No,
I knew you had.
Because we've been on this journey for 3 years, right? Because I think about the mindset that it took, because we never purchased that high of a vehicle, a caliber of vehicle. We had
Now, mind you, the Camaro was $35,000. So we jumped from $35,000. That was the most expensive vehicle before that. So we jumped from $35,000 all the way to $110,000.
Right.
Yeah.
And going, I'm looking at the mindset because we had just got on this journey to abundance, right? We're seeking out all this truth and everything.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, you know what? I'm going to test this stuff out. Like, that's what I be thinking in my head. Let me test this out, God. Not testing you, God. But let me go ahead and put it to action, right? Because faith is not faith unless it's tested, right? So it was almost like, okay, God, you said this. Are you opening my eyes up to new and greater things, the abundant life? Let's go ahead. Why not jump? So it took a switch in our mindset because I'm not gonna sit there and lie. I know me. I was like, man, you know how much this note finna be? Look, that's a house note for a vehicle, right? Because that old mindset is still there, but you have to push forward because you're unlocking a new version of you. You're unlocking a part of you that God has been already, nudging it for you to break through. So when that fear and doubt and all that stuff come and that old mindset come when you're about to make a big purchase and you already know God has already cleared the landing, right? Like God literally cleared the landing because he was finna go get a Denali because he was impatient. First of all, let's talk about that
first.
I
was gonna get the Tahoe because I was settling. I wanted the Cadillac Escalade, but I say I'm gonna get a Tahoe because I ain't trying to spend that much money on no vehicle. $110,000. You know, I could have got a Tahoe for about 60.
Knock off.
60 or 70, something of that nature. I was gonna get it fully loaded. But then when I couldn't find the Escalade, I said, well, I guess I'll settle for the Denali. Now, mind you, the Denali was $90,000, $85,000, $90,000. So it was almost the same price, and it just wasn't it wasn't no Cadillac Escalade. It wasn't no $110,000. So I was gonna settle for that, but the Lord said, hold on, man. Hold on, I got something for you. Don't get that. Like I call her, I say, man, I'm thinking about getting this Denali. She said, but that ain't what you want though. Why would you get that? That ain't what you want. So that was God speaking through her because I could have easily went because I was at the dealership. I had the test drove it and everything. I was there at the dealership. She said, well, that ain't what you want. Why would you not get what you want? I'm like, because it ain't available right now. And she like, you getting impatient. I'm like, okay. I said, that's the Lord speaking. Let me back up a little bit. Let me back up a little bit and see and weigh my options and whatnot. And guess what happened? I shut that down right there. Come on home. The next day, the lady called me and said, hey, we got that Cadillac Escalade
you want. The one you wanted.
We got the Cadillac Escalade you want. All black seats, all black exterior. The only thing was the rims was like a dark gray. So I had to go powder coat the rims and all the emblems and make them black. So I wanted everything black. Yeah, but just being patient, just one more day. The Lord say, I got that for you. And guess what? There was a person there at the dealership that wanted the car. And she's like, you better come on down here right now and get it because they finna get it right now. And I'm holding it for you. So I need you to come right now. I know she wasn't lying because it was 2020. There wasn't no chips. There wasn't no chips available. So they was getting in like one a week. Literally, one a week was coming in. She's like, man, somebody finna get it. You better come on. One of my other sales, I already told him that I got this car.
Whoever come first?
I got this car. And whoever come first is either his customer or you. What you gonna do? And we left this house. We went flying down there.
Let's go.
We went flying. And let me say this. If that vehicle wasn't for me, I would have never got that vehicle. I would have never got it. That vehicle was for me. Yeah. It was for me. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about the lease option. Because we did decide to lease the 4 years. Yeah. Would you lease a vehicle again?
No.
Why?
No. I would never lease a vehicle
again.
Why? Because you taking out of depreciation. As a person that anytime you buy a brand new vehicle, you taking out of depreciation. I'd rather for somebody else to take the depreciation. Let me say this. Just think about this. Think about that. I want you to think. If you're one of those people that have to have the latest model vehicle, then okay, that's you.
You don't mind throwing money out the window.
You don't mind throwing money away, but you're throwing money away. Let me tell you what I mean when I say that. Now that vehicle wasn't hurt at all. Like I told you, it had a few dings in it and whatnot. All they're gonna do is touch it up and it's gonna be right. It wasn't hurt at all. All I had to do was take it to the paint and body shop, maybe spend $500 and they would have had it all together. I could have did that. Maybe even $1,000. Okay, let's say that. I pay 110 for the vehicle, right? The vehicle right now is probably worth about 70 as it sits. Okay. So I could have waited, what is it, 4 years? I could have waited 4 years and got the vehicle for $70,000 instead of spending 110. So just think about that for you people that have to have a new vehicle. I took all the depreciation on me. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, I was able to write it off in taxes over 6,000 pounds and all that. As far as the taxes are concerned, I could do all that. Okay, but I'm taking the depreciation, which I'd rather let somebody else do, and I get the vehicle after they didn't already use it.
Right.
Now, if you one of them people that I had some, coworkers used to say years ago, I don't want no vehicle nobody ever farted in. Or what they say. How you know they ain't farting in on the way, or driving it up on the trailer? You know what I'm saying? That was that was the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life when I heard him say that. But he basically saying he want to be the first one to own the vehicle. He don't want nobody else in the head. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So when we did that, so because it was in good shape, we was able to get some kind of equity in it. Where we
we end up walking away with $15,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
after we sold it, we basically sold it. So let me tell you, for the people who don't know how a lease vehicle works, you can go when you're leasing that vehicle. When the lease is up, when it's getting ready to be up, you can do it even before. You can do it a year before the lease is up. It all depends on what you want to do. You can take that vehicle anywhere and sell it.
Wait.
Okay.
You have to look at your contract because in some of them they have it where you can't sell to third party sellers. Right.
A lot of times that'd be like Tesla. Stuff like that have that in the contract. Like the lady told you, GMC owner, she was lying. She was lying. A lady told her GMC owner, you can only sell it to GMC. No, she was lying. You can take it anywhere and sell it, but you really want to kind of sell it where they sell GMCs because you'll get more for it. And she's seen that she got more for the vehicle where they sell GMC vehicles at.
Yeah, and this is the thing. So what happened was we took it to car.
Tell them your side of the story about how. Because let me say this real quick. I'm gonna give y'all the game on it real quick. I made her go do it. I'm not saying I made her like you need to go do this. No, I happened to be working in the business that day, and I said, what I need you to do, I need you to go to CarMax and get an offer. Go see what they'll give us for this vehicle, and I need you to also take it to other dealerships as well, so that way they can so we can match those offers up and see who gonna give us the best offer for the vehicle. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I did take it to CarMax.
Tell her what you
they
said
offered.
No.
Time for that.
Tell her what you said the night before.
And because I told you, because I didn't want to do it. I felt like I had a husband. Like
tell her what you told me.
You do that. That's the stuff you do.
Tell her what you told me the night before.
That's it. That's neither here or there.
If you don't say it, I'm gonna say it.
Why?
She told me. She said, "Let me tell you this. You got to watch you got to watch your words. Okay." When we big on helping each other watch our words, I don't even know why she said this to me.
Because I didn't want to do it.
She said she didn't want to do it. So that makes plenty of sense now. But at that point in time, she told me, "Oh, they mess over women."
That's what I was taught.
You know they're gonna mess over women. Now they will mess over you if you don't know what's going on. But she knew what was going on because I hadn't already laced her up. But and they will mess over one. I recommend any woman when you're going to buy a used car to take a man with her. Okay, whether it be your dad, a friend of yours, or your husband, whoever. Take a man with you so that way he can help you because they are going to mess over you. But as far as selling the vehicle, if she already laced up, they can't mess over because all she doing is getting offers. How you gonna get messed over? You only getting offers. That's all you're doing. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So if I was rudely interrupted,
I had to tell that part.
I took it to CarMax and they offered $58,000. And the killing thing was, it's like, man, this is a great vehicle. It's in great shape. Did you drive it? I was like, no, we just started driving it within a year because we see the lease was up or whatever.
Yeah.
So it offered $58,000. So my next thing, I went to Cadillac where we actually bought it from, and I met with the lady who actually sold us our lease.
Yeah.
And she came back. She tried to lowball. She came back with $56,500.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, well, CarMax offered me more than that. She's like, well, how much they offered you? I'm like, why? But I went ahead and told her. I was like, it was like 58 or 59. She was like, we can match it because we really need it in our inventory. I was like, okay. So by that time, she's a fast talker. By the time she went to get paperwork, I'm calling him. I'm like, hey, you think I should go get another lease or something? Should get another offer.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. So I was like, ma'am, pipe down. I'm about to go get another offer, and if you can do that 59, whatever, I will come back to you.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, cool. Then she was like, well, you can't sell it to you can only sell it to GMC. I was like, that's not in the contract. Show me where it's in the contract. She's like, I don't have exactly. I said, I read my contract, ma'am, and I know I have equity in it. Because she was just trying, well, how do you know? Because I did my research.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Like, right? So I went to the next dealership, and I don't even think they had Cadillacs over there.
They have high end GMC vehicles.
Yeah, but
GMC and Chevrolet.
Yeah, and they offer 61, and I was like, bet. Yeah. But before I can say this, when I went into that, I had a number in my head. I was like, God, listen, you did this. You showed up when I sold my Jeep. Mm-hmm. I'm doing the same thing. You gonna have to show up when we do this. Yeah. So the number in my head was 15,000. I think about 65, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's the offer, 65, 62. Yeah. After that, they offer 61, and I was like, bet God, let's get it. Yeah. You showed up and you showed out. Right? Yeah. So I think that was a thing that I had to go through because I was so used to having a father deal with vehicles and a husband.
A father or husband.
Yeah, or a husband. So I was like, what I need to do, learn, what for? You go do it, right? Yeah. But it was something that I needed to do.
Step outside your comfort zone.
Step outside the comfort zone and still have that confidence and know what I carry, know my authority. Yeah. I think a lot of times when we're walking this walk with God and God is pulling us outside our comfort zone, we want to shrink back and be like, well, God, I don't know about this. No, God is pulling you that way because you have authority. Mm-hmm. He's pulling you that way because you have dominion, right? So that's what while I was driving, I was talking to God. I was like, God, give me your confidence. Like, I need your divine favor. Mm-hmm. I need you to put the words in my mouth. I need you to give me your confidence, the boost, whatever I need to get this deal done, because I know this is for my good. Mm-hmm. And baby, you can't tell me nothing else. What else car we finna go sell? Like, you need me to go sell your car? You got a lease? You need me to? You in Houston? Yeah. You gotta have equity in it.
See, let me tell you something, man.
Don't get on me because we're about.
Nah, we gonna get on you a little bit. Let me tell you something.
Let's close this thing out.
Nah, close it out for what?
You ain't set your time.
Talk yet. But the thing about it is, I'm always teaching my wife things. Always. I'm always teaching her things to help her grow, for one, and to not allow her to get messed over if I happen to leave here. Like, we don't know how long we're gonna be here. Nope. So she got my two girls. She got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. If I happen to leave here, God forbid, then she knows some things. Mm-hmm. She know what's going on. She ain't gonna let nobody selling no wood nickels, as they say. You know what I mean? I've told her often this as well. If I leave here, you're gonna be set up real nice. Don't go marry nobody without no prenup. Prenup, or don't get married at all. The kids gonna need a father, but do
they though?
It's up to you. However you want.
Father to the father.
If they die young, if I die when they're still young, I'm like, but God can be a father to the fatherless. I'm just saying. So, but go get your prenup, because there's gonna be some crazies out here. They're gonna say, man, they had that money and left here and. Ooh-wee.
They're going to be the ones that too. Your friends trying to slip back.
And slip right on up under and get all that money up out of them.
Ain't going to slip.
No, we're not going to do that. You better be smart, But look, so I'm always kind of teaching her things. And I could have easily went and done that myself.
Can't you though?
Yeah.
But then that mean because it was about to rain. Listen, so this is the thing.
You know what? I shined up that truck for an hour and a half.
Yes.
Pretty close to 2 hours. Yeah. And I told her, I say, I done did all that work. I need you to do the inside. You need to go do the inside. You need to wipe it down. Vacuum it out real good. And I shined it up good. That's another thing too. Whenever you take a vehicle and to sell it or take it back on your lease, you want to be clean. Yeah. And the reason being so they can see every little blemish and spot and all that. Look at the carpet and the seats, and you want them to see everything, so that way they can give you the most money. They're gonna say, "Oh, this is an immaculate condition. Yeah, we got to give them top dollar." Top dollar. Yeah. Baby. So what you about to say?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the reason why I really took because after he did all of that, I was like, man, it's about to rain. Like I was like, babe, do I need to go? Because I was gonna go to the gym. I'm like, babe, nah, I need to take this now because if it rain, I don't want to hear your mouth. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get out there and watch that vehicle. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it, sir.
Yeah, it need to be in immaculate condition
So
when you take
that's
it
why
there.
I went right then and there. And
Yeah.
then when we went to the third one, the third dealership, the last one, it actually rained on the way there.
Yeah.
And you was like, you can't dodge the way. I'm like, nigga, it rained. What you mean?
I was like, you can't dodge the raindrops?
Yeah.
I need him to see this vehicle in immaculate condition.
It literally rained.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
well, babe, I said it's raining. Should I just take it? He was like, yeah, just go.
Like, go on over there. That's all good. You know,
Yeah.
let them see it. Let them see what's going on. You know, and they gave us the most. And you know what I realized too? They normally have Cadillacs over there at that particular dealership. They ran out.
Yeah.
They ran out, and evidently they may have had a customer that wanted that vehicle. So they just basically just in and out. You know, they ain't gonna have it that long. You know, and I was like, man, why they don't have no Cadillacs over here? And probably somebody done bought them all out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as I think about that, this is my true and honest answer to you. I don't think I ever lease a vehicle again. When we was paying cash for them, when we was selling them vehicles, I remember we had I had a Chevrolet Silverado, all black, chromed out. And when the pandemic, I think I paid $32,000 for it, cash. And when the pandemic hit, they was buying them back. They was buying the dealerships wanted them back because there wasn't no chips available. I went and sold it. I kept that vehicle about three or 4 years. When he sold it back to the dealership for $33,000 cash, so I got the same amount that I paid for the vehicle. You know what I mean? And went and got me a little, I think it was a little Malibu. A little Malibu. When I got a little Malibu, I paid $15,000 cash for that, and I kept that, and I was driving that back and forth to work. But I sold the truck and bought the Malibu. You know what I mean? So I still pocketed about $18,000 because I paid $15,000 for it. But as I sit back and think about that now, we paying cash for everything now. Even the Lamborghini year she won't. We're gonna hold out till we can pay cash for it. Or if not cash, almost cash. It'd be putting half of it up, you know, or something of that nature. And the reason being because one thing, you get better deals when you pay cash.
Yeah. And
you're not the first, you're not the one that's taking all that depreciation. I'd rather wait a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and then get it after that. Even if you would just wait a year, even if you get the demo vehicle, you would say, well, you know what a demo vehicle is?
Yeah, the one that they have in the showroom and people.
No, the one that they loan out. To get the people to buy the vehicle.
Oh, like that was finna do with the new Urus.
You remember that? You remember that? Remember when we had the Cadillac Escalade, and we had to take it in for service, and they gave us that little Cadillac they had. That's a loaner vehicle. So that's basically a demo.
Okay.
So that's what they'll sell that for a lot cheaper than they would sell
because it got miles.
The 2025 for. You know what I mean? Because they got a few miles on it. They don't let them go over. That's why they told us don't put too many miles on it. They don't let those loaner vehicles go over probably about a couple of thousand miles. Yeah. And then they'll use that and then sell it. So, but it'll still be cheaper than the actual the one you get off the showroom floor. Yeah. So
guys, even with the lease, I just think, listen, if you ain't the type that gotta be all on the latest and greatest, listen, especially if you like high end vehicles, because baby, the Mercedes-Benz industry, it depreciates so quick. Yeah. Like literally, that's why I said I don't want a G-Wagon no more. Yeah. I'm mad that it drops in value that quick. Yeah. Like what? Why would that don't make sense?
You can get a brand new G-Wagon. I think they're about $300,000.
Yes.
In about a year's time, they'll be worth $200,000.
Yes.
Maybe $220,000. All depends on how many miles you put on it. Bro, that's crazy depreciation. Dumb. That is crazy. You know, it ain't dumb to the person who got it. Now, if you ain't got it, now that's different.
It's dumb if you got it too.
And you can throw that. If you can leave the dealership and throw money out the window, because that's all you're doing. Yeah. Then get that. You know what I mean? But if you can't do that, don't get that. Don't get it. And then also do your research on what vehicles drop the fastest. Yes. Yeah. And I knew the Cadillac Escalade held its value. So I was good. We was good. A lot of vehicles you're not gonna walk away with nothing. And sometimes you'll be paying. You'll be paying out of pocket. They say, you owe $5,000 because the vehicle you put too many miles on the vehicle. And any mile you go over, let's say that particular vehicle is 40,000 miles. If we would have went to 41,000, 42,000. They would have charged us for every mile we went over.
Every single mile.
Yeah, I think it's the 10 cents or 20 cents a mile or something. I can't remember what it is.
25 cents.
25 cents. So every mile you go over, they charge you. So yeah, be very careful. Be very careful. I'm going to say we're going to be paying cash for almost cash for every vehicle from now on. Those are the three things that we've done with vehicles. We paid notes. We paid cash, and we've leased a vehicle. So we've done it all three ways. I don't think there's any other ways, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
That I can think of.
No.
You know, so we've done it all three ways, and my most favorite is to pay cash for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's it, guys. That's all we have for this video. Just wanted to share our experience and give some insight on, this situation.
Yeah. Y'all have any questions about the lease and this and that, just drop it down in the comments. That's our experience on the lease. And if you still looking to lease, go watch some more. They got a lot of lease videos on YouTube.
Yeah, do your
go check them out.
research.
And they also got videos where you pay cash for it. I like the step up method as far as paying cash for vehicles, where you pay $5,000 for the first car, you keep that a year, then go to the $10,000 car, but you're saving the money every month. Which is the $500 or whatever it is that you think a vehicle may cost, and then you go to the $10,000 vehicle. You save in another $5,000, then you go to the $15,000, and just keep doing it like that, and you'll always pay cash for vehicles until you get up to the $50,000, the $60,000, the $100,000, whatever you want to do. Yeah, so that's just a thought for you.
Yep, babe, that's it. Close us out.
All right, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. God is good. Life is good. When we look good, we feel good. We live in a life of abundance. Peace.
Bye, guys.